Public must be put in their place so that the responsible men can make decisions without interference from the bewildered herd. They're to be spectators, not participants, then you get a properly functioning democracy. It became clear by, say, a century ago that it was not going to be so easy to control the population by force. Too much freedom had been won. Labor organizing, parliamentary labor parties in many countries, women started to get the franchise and so on. So you had to have other means of controlling people. And it was understood and expressed that you have to control them by control of beliefs and attitudes. Well, one of the best ways to control people in terms of attitudes is what the great political economist Thorstein Veblen called fabricating consumers.
An interesting aspect of this, which is kind of interestingly not studied very much, has to do with basic economics. So anyone who took an economics course or reads about it knows that a market economy is supposed to be based on informed consumers making rational choices. That's what we're taught our economy is. Turn on the television set and take a look at the content, the ads. Are they trying to create informed consumers making rational choices? I mean, if we had a market economy, if there was an ad, it would be an announcement by, say, Ford Motor Company. Here are the characteristics of the cars I'm producing next year. Here's what Consumer Review says about them. That would create informed consumers making rational choices. That's not what you see. There's huge efforts to try to create irrational consumers, uninformed consumers making irrational choices, to undermine market economies,
yes,
and to turn people into people who may even believe that what they want is to sit on a couch and watch television. That's not what they want as human beings.
The goal for the corporations is to maximize profit and market share, and they also have a goal for their target, namely the population. They have to be turned into completely mindless consumers of goods that they do not want. You have to develop what are called created wants. So you have to create wants. You have to impose on people what's called a philosophy of futility. You have to focus them on the insignificant things of life, like fashionable consumption. I'm just basically quoting business literature, and it makes perfect sense. The ideal is to have individuals who are totally dissociated from one another, whose conception of themselves, the sense of value, is just how many created wants can I satisfy. We have huge industries. Public relations industry is a monstrous industry. Advertising and so on is, which are designed from infancy to try to mold people into this desired pattern. And it's done with great sophistication.
You don't see many wild stallions anymore. He's one of the last of a wild and very singular breed. Come to Marlboro country.
The ideal is what you actually see today, where, let's say, teenage girls, if they have a free Saturday afternoon, will go walking in the shopping mall, not to the library or somewhere else.
Hey, you tricked me. This isn't the school's new fashion museum. It's the library. Susie, I need to find a research book, okay? We're only going to be here for a little bit. I promise you won't learn anything. Okay.
The idea is to try to control everyone, to turn the whole society into the perfect system. Perfect system would be a society based on a dyad, a pair. The pair is you and your television set, or maybe now you and the internet, in which that presents you with what the proper life would be, what kind of gadgets you should have. And you spend your time and effort gaining those things which you don't need and you don't want, and maybe you'll throw them away. but that's the measure of a decent life. And when the same institutions, PR system, runs elections, they do it the same way.
I thought we had a future. I mean, I know it's been tough, but think about all the wonderful things we've achieved together. The house, the job, all the holidays.
But what about the war and all those inquiries?
Look, that would have happened anyway. And a lot of the facts have been twisted by malicious journalists.
Look, why don't you stay? Please stay. I've been so stupid.
I would, but I can't. You've made your choice. Maybe give me a call in a few years.
You can't just change your mind. Last night you said I could stay. So I'm going to be around for the next 4 years.
They want to create an uninformed electorate which will make irrational choices, often against their own interests. And we see it every time one of these extravaganzas take place.
Hi, I'm Randy Alvarez. Welcome to this week's Randy Alvarez Marketing Report video blog. Business tip of the week. The goal of your advertising, whether it's on Facebook or any other social media, radio, billboard, TV, make sure that you're presenting this future place of being better off, whether that's with your before and after photos or your messaging. You can literally create a need where one didn't exist before. In fact, good advertising makes people want something or need something when they didn't think they wanted it in the first place. They didn't even know they wanted it until you started talking about it or demonstrating it or showing how good their life could be.
There was a recent survey of millennials asking them what their most important life goals were. And over 80% said that a major life goal for them was to get rich. And another 50% of those same young adults said that another major life goal was to become famous.